for a Bahraini, GCC, and even Middle East women. Yeah.
But if the women come from outside, if they're immigrants, can they get a good job? And if they get a good job, I think I can continue. Will they get a good job if they are qualified? And if they get a good job, is it secure? Will they rise in their position? Supposing an Indian woman comes there, she's not married, she doesn't bring her family. What is her situation there?
I think education, certificates, and experience are all weapons. Wherever you go and travel, you will find your way, and you will be secured because you have your own toolkit, as I mentioned. So yeah. So Bahrain. No, we don't have that in Bahrain. No discrimination because Bahrain is a multinational island. It's a small island, but we call it a big heart. It has a big heart where everybody feels like home in Bahrain. Honestly, when I go back home, I miss Bahrain and I feel it has part of my heart. So, and I found women and different nationalities given their opportunity, and so many Indians in Bahrain, so many Indians, independent women, and they are all successful. Yeah.
Could I just add something also coming from the Western world that I think, and it's linking in with how we treat our sons, from the word go. We don't treat them like little princes, that they expect that is how life should treat them. So I'm saying we should take the responsibility as women, starting at home, like a few times have been mentioned, is from the word go. Don't treat our sons like little princes, and make them have this expectancy of to be treated like that by women in the workforce and in life. The other thing that comes to mind that you see in the West a lot is that women are each other's biggest enemies in the workforce. Women are very jealous of each other. Women are actually would go out of their way to keep other women down. So that is something that we maybe should take the responsibility and not just say it's men. Quite often I find that men are more open. The men that I come across are more open, and it's the women that would gossip, that would play mind games with each other, which is another form of very subtle inequality. So maybe we should also take that on as to compliment other women in the workforce, something small, enhance women, praise other women, praise our female managers, instead of gossiping and call her a bitch or something like that, or when she's having an assertive moment, say, sorry to use the word, what a bitch, No, we should respect. Yes, we should have respect.
After that, all this starts. As long as she's little, under you, you feel little, you show protection. The moment you know that she's become your equal and she's going up, immediately the attitude changes.
Yes, and we criticize each other on our appearances and our weight and stuff like that. That should all stop as well.
No more questions?
One last question.
Yeah.
About the difference between men and male or female. This here, okay. Because we are thinking the men, they are always they are thinking rationally rather than emotionally. So that's why they are better in decision making and they are better to be a leader. But it's wrong idea, because we can also be good in decision making because we are putting our feeling. So with the feeling we can get the right decision, because men, they are thinking rationally and very logically. So this is my idea.
I like that. I actually was going to say that. Men, that's why men doesn't work with emotions. Women work with emotions. So when they are making a sound decision to implement, whether it is law, whether it's in anything, they bring that emotions. They based on their personal emotions, so they won't do justify for the situation, whatever the situation may be. But men, on the other hand, they don't get involved with the emotions. They are just in the situation, they solve the problem, and men get along very well. If you noticed, all the women get together, they don't have, because every woman is highly involved with their emotions and their personal ego thing. Men, on the other hand. So that's why we are two different species, whatever you call. We are women and they are men. So we can never be equal. We must perform our women, and we are the one who's creating the daughter-son thing, if you noticed. We are the one who are spoiling the son, saying sons are better or whatever it is, and the girls are this way. We are responsible for that. Nobody else. We can't blame. It's just so. Anyway, I agree with you. Like anyway, I agree with you, and I think this is a very good subject that you all brought. This. Thank you.
Can I make a comment on that from my own experience? When I was thinking of what to talk about, we were on holiday. We were away for the weekend. And I had with me my son, only one son, and his girlfriend, who's from Sri Lanka. And we, in the car, on our way down, we had a 3-hour discussion. So I thought they're 25, turning 26 this year both. And they've studied exactly the same. They have met at university. They both are working. My son is earning double of what his girlfriend is earning. And that's in New Zealand, where we have quite a lot of free rides. So I wanted to hear where they're coming from. So I start my whole discussion for this talk with them in the car. It's about 6 weeks ago. It was Easter weekend. And at some stage now, just to get back to the cultural background that you've asked, at some stage my son's girlfriend said to him, Imke, you are thinking like a white male now. And it was such a powerful moment for me at that stage in the car. And I said to him, Roseanne's right, you are thinking like a white male. You should stop that type of thinking. And we addressed it there. We didn't fight with him. We had a very frank, open discussion. So that's why I say, coming back to my slide, it starts at home. I had to show him there, and I said to him, Imke, if I work with you in the same workplace, as your mom, you respect me a lot. You do respect me a lot. He's got a lot of respect for my brain, for my equalities, for my progress. He's very proud of me. But at that stage, I said to him, if you treat me like that in the workplace, you're misbehaving because you don't show me any respect. And I want you to go back to the workplace tomorrow and start showing human respect. So that's what I'm saying is, even from a cultural background, we still have to, every now and then tell them at home, this is how you want to show respect to other females. So my whole discussion came from what my son's girlfriend said to him, Imke, you're thinking like a white male there. And that was really powerful for me when she said that, because then I realized that even although we've got quite frank and open discussions in the home, in my home, we've got no gender differences because my husband's not practical, I am. So if there's screws that needs to be screwed, it's me. If there's little pillows to be thrown around, it's him. So we don't have any gender roles in the house. So even for my son growing up in a non-gender role house, to make statements like that shows how powerful background and cultural backgrounds is, and we have to address it all the time. Just an example.
If you allow me to just conclude maybe with a small comment as well. Equality, as you mentioned that there will men and women, they will never be equal because there are two different, women from Mars and men from Venus. The other women from Venus, men from Venus and women from Mars. So definitely there are differences. But when women took extra roles in this life, compete men in their workplace and, you know, in education and everything, I noticed that women started to be more exhausted because they add extra load and duties to themselves. Because at the end, men, they don't come home after work and cook, teach kids, change the diaper of the baby. They will never do that. They come and expect that working woman or wife, that she came similar, exhausted like him, she has to cook, prepare a meal for him and for the kids. She has to follow up on the kids' study, and if they have exams tomorrow, and, you know, do other things. So we are taking more responsibilities. We are getting really tired. So sometime equality was not into our favor. So definitely everybody has to remember, women, they have their own type, nature. They should be always treated in a better way. You know, they are at the end a sensitive princess, you know. So they shouldn't put more pressure on them. They should support them, help them, and we should also balance our life. We shouldn't go further in a way that we lose that feminine, that we don't want to copy men, don't want to copy them. We want to be distinguished, different, and do our give priorities to our life, you know. Exactly, exactly, and this is the main role, the main responsibility for women, to raise the kids, you know, teach them and get them, make them ready for this world. Yeah, thank you.
Just linking in with everything, because I've brought up a son, you know, that was a main thing how I brought him up, to be a strong male and who he is, but yeah, respecting what we're talking about. I think, and it's again linking in with what you both said, it starts at home. It's, women have evolved so much, you know, men are the wonderful creatures that they are opportunistic, and that's the way they are. That's the way that life has moved on, as men would do the least amount of work for the maximum amount of result, right? So men didn't have to change, you know, we had to change, and we did evolve beautifully. I think maybe an approach could be to say to the guys, you know, to be the strong prince or the king, you know, it's not taking their masculinity away because we want to be masculine. It's women evolving because we can take on more roles, right? But it's teaching men to say, for example, you know,